Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now it's real time, sponsored by the Mill Casino.
Now we're going to join Mr. Bruce Polley from the CCA Oregon. He's actually out on the Columbia this morning chasing some spring Chinook around, and I've only got to assume, Bruce, that it is less than ideal conditions that you're dealing with out there.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. It dirtied up quite a bit since earlier in the week. Probably popped up about 2 feet. Without looking at a gauge, just looking at the boat ramp, it's come up quite a bit. There's a lot of logs and sticks floating in the water. So, I mean, the visibility is what it is. I've caught fish in visibility this bad, but all the debris in the water, and there's a lot of smelt coming down river, coming out of the Sandy. They're just kind of tumbling back down the river after they've spawned.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't make any easier, even in clear conditions, to have that many smelt around. Doesn't help with having success chasing those springers. How's the crowd, though? I mean, I know that the conditions aren't good, but it is a Saturday, the last week that's open on the Columbia until something may happen. But is there a bunch of people out there?
You know, I would say the Gleason ramp was had about half the parking spots. I mean, so there's quite a few people giving it a try. I mean, I don't see very many around me here, but there might be a big parking lot full at the Sexton eating omelets and having Bloody Marys about now.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, if it's tough fishing in those conditions, yeah, that might be appealing. But hey, we're here to talk about an upcoming meeting that you guys are going to be testifying at in support of hatcheries, the CCA Oregon, that is, everyone. Tell everybody what that's about and how they can get involved to help out with making everyone aware of it.
Well, yeah, Wednesday we're going to be in Salem testifying in support of a funding bill to fund our hatcheries in Oregon. And it's real important. We would like for our membership to show up, people that care about hatcheries. Having that kind of showing of people in the Capitol always helps. It impresses the legislators. We'll be meeting people in the rotunda, or not the rotunda, but the Capitol's under construction right now. So the only entrance into it is on the State Street, the south side of the building. And you come right at the middle of the building there. If you go straight through security, no guns, no knives, just like you're at the airport. Go straight through to the information desk after you go through security, and you'll see us on your left. There's kind of an area there we can gather, and hopefully you'll see a bunch of red hats. If you show up, we'll give you a fresh red hat, CCA hat, not the other red hats. And we'll be testifying in support of our hatcheries, which we need to keep going, and would like for our members to show up and help us out. It's Senate Bill 5009. Our lobbyist, our full-time lobbyist, Sean Miller in Salem, has been working on it and working the legislators behind the scenes. But if you come to that group, we will hand you a handout that you can take to your legislator's office and tell you how to find your legislator's office. And all you got to do is show up and say, hey, I'm Owen Hayes and I live in your district and I really support hatcheries, and here's a handout for the legislator to read. And thanks for listening to what we want.
Now, Bruce, you touched on it, that the legislators there, when they see a showing of folks there, that does leave an impression on them. But can you tell everybody that's watching, members of the CCA, and even those that may not be a member of the CCA, on what it is that could happen if that funding does not come through?
Well, I mean, a lot of government funding is under attack these days, as we know, but you know, sport fishers pay more than any other group to fund ODFW, and we pay a lot of direct fees and indirect fees. Every time you buy a piece of fishing line or a swivel, there's an excise fee on that is collected by the feds and goes back to the states. So, I mean, we pay, you know, the Columbia River Endorsement Fund fee, which everybody likes to talk about. We pay for our fishing licenses. And so we're a user group that's always been willing to pay our way, but they're still after our hatcheries. So it's important that we show up and let our legislators know that, you know, we're a user group that is responsible and pays our way, but we need to have hatcheries. 70% of all the salmon and steelhead harvested in Oregon are hatchery origin. So if we don't have hatcheries, we simply don't have fisheries.
Yeah, and I think that goes without saying, Bruce, but for a lot of people out there, they seem to think that hatcheries are bad and that they need to go away, and that they just don't seem to care about the billions of dollars that are brought into the region based on those opportunities to catch those hatchery fish. So, I mean, there's a lot at stake here. I mean, is that a good assumption?
Oh yeah, I mean, you're not understating it at all. But we've been very very happy with our relationship with ODFW recently. The new director, Debbie Colbert's been great. She's been working with CCA. The Hatchery and Wild Coexist group, which, was kind of spawned out of CCA. A lot of cross-pollination there. They developed a great movie about hatchery and wild fish coexisting, and that was shown at the ODFW booth at the Sportsman Show here recently. So we've had a lot of good cooperation with ODFW. But some of these funding bills, if it's not in the governor's budget, ODFW as a state agency can't go and testify in support of this bill because, they're basically saying, give us money. So, but we can do that. So that's how we work hand in glove with ODFW on what the priorities are, the stuff that we want to see in the bills, and then we go to work to try to get them passed. And that's why we keep a full-time lobbyist, and that's where the money that CCA generates in Oregon goes to fund. It's our direct political action, which gets results.
There's no question, everyone. He just hit the nail on the head. 70% or more of the fish that are retained in the state of Oregon, salmon and steelhead, are hatchery origin. I'm going to say, duh, when you can't keep anything that isn't marked. I mean, think about this. If you eliminate that production, if you eliminate hatcheries, you are eliminating a massive, massive income to the states of Oregon and Washington. I mean, it is a huge deal. But Bruce, for some of the folks that might be at home and they're like, what's the big deal if I show up or not? What would you say to somebody out there that might not be a member of the CCA? Maybe they're wanting to join the CCA, not knowing, really what it's all about. But what would you say to someone that's like, it's not a big deal if I don't make it there?
These events where people actually can see that their involvement in the legislative process makes a difference is really what got a lot of people excited about CCA. I mean, we may not have as big a membership as some groups claim to have, but our members show up, and they'll show up in their legislator's office. They'll go to town hall meetings. They'll show up at the local library when they're having a coffee meeting and say, hey, I'm wearing a red hat. I'm from CCA, and we support fisheries. We hope you do too. So that's what it takes. I mean, government goes to those who show up. So show up, and we'll see what fighting for our fisheries looks like.
Again, remind everyone, Bruce, when that meeting actually is. It's Wednesday in Salem.
Thank you. It's Wednesday, 3 p.m. in Salem, so it's in the afternoon. You can go to this and take the rest of the day off. We'd like to have you there about 2 o'clock because Senator Fred Gerard's going to come down and talk to the group. He's always been a great supporter of our fisheries. We really like Fred. And we'll hand out those handouts, and you can take them to your legislator's office, and you can stick around. And I think they'll probably have some TV monitors set up in that overflow area so you can actually watch the hearing. Myself and Dave Shamp will probably are signed up to testify in support of this bill. So it's a great opportunity to see what CCA does and be part of the action.
And I think that's the perfect way to put it. There's a lot of folks that have always wanted to be a part of the CCA, but weren't convinced that it was something for them. If you're watching my show, it is something for you. It's just that simple. These are very important situations, are very important meetings that they have when they testify and get that information out there. It is a tremendous help, at least in getting the information out there. Did you just miss a bite or what?
What was that? That horn? I think somebody somewhere caught a salmon, so they blew a horn.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hope that was a salmon and not a log. Hopefully you can get one. I mean, right over your shoulder, I've been watching the debris coming down the river. I mean, there's certainly plenty of debris coming down.
Yeah, I see an omelet and a Bloody Mary in my near future. This is not looking good.
Bruce, as always, we appreciate you spending a couple minutes to enlighten everybody what the CCA's got going on. But we also appreciate you taking the time while you're out there fishing. Good luck. Make it happen. Last question. How are you actually fishing? What's on the end of your gear?
Well, I think there might be something wrong with our bait because I don't think these are ripe yet. That could be the problem, but yeah, we cut the head off a herring and drag it around the bottom of the river. It's not that big of a secret.
No, but it's definitely, there are secrets to it, no question about it. Bruce, as always, thank you, sir. Good luck, be safe, okay?
Hey, thanks for getting us on. Appreciate it, Owen.
You bet, bud. Take care and good luck on Wednesday. Hope everything goes smoothly. All right, we're going to cut to break, everyone. When we come back, we're going to have your Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week, and we're going to talk about the situation that Bruce is in right now. 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot or more, sometimes if you're lucky. Clarity. How do you like to rig? What's an effective way to troll herring either on the Columbia or on the Willamette? We'll have that in a couple of minutes.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.